She said it with a smirk, like it was an academic breakthrough. "I've been injecting you with testosterone blockers in your sleep. For feminism," she confessed, her tone casual, self-righteous. I didn't react. I simply said, "Interesting," because that's all a predator needs to hear before the trap closes. We'd been together for 2 years. She was studying gender studies at the university, always talking about deconstructing male privilege. I thought it was theory, rhetoric for her essays, not a real-life experiment on the person who shared her bed. She used to fall asleep on my chest. I used to think that meant trust. Now I realize it meant access. The irony? I supported her, paid part of her tuition, bought her a microscope for her research. She once called me the perfect ally. I never realized I was her subject. It started small. I was exhausted all the time, hair thinning, mood collapsing. I blamed stress, caffeine, maybe burnout. She'd look at me with that sympathetic tilt of her head, whispering, "You're just tired, love. You push yourself too hard." But I noticed the injection marks one morning, tiny pinpoints along my thigh. I confronted her playfully, half joking. She laughed. Then she said it, like she was confessing an act of revolution. That's when I went silent. Completely silent. I booked a private lab test the next morning, hair follicle analysis, blood work, urine samples. Results came back in 3 days. Clear traces of cyproterone acetate, a testosterone suppressor, prescription only. She'd been doing it for at least 3 months. I remember sitting in my car, holding that report, pulse calm, vision clear. It was the moment emotion died and calculation began. I didn't confront her. I smiled, made breakfast, kissed her forehead, told her I was proud of her feminist thesis presentation. Then I called my lawyer friend, federal connections, told him I suspected medical assault and unauthorized drugging. He said 2 words, "Document everything." So I did. Cameras in the bedroom vents, voice recorder under the nightstand, hidden camera in the smoke detector. Within a week, I had footage of her drawing from a syringe, whispering to herself, "For equality." Then came the medical documentation, photos, reports, timestamps. I filed attempted poisoning charges, quietly. My lawyer sent everything to the FBI, since the drugs cross state lines through online purchase. I didn't even have to lift a finger, just let justice do what it was built for. Meanwhile, she kept posting essays online, talking about toxic masculinity and biological power. Her presentation was coming up. I waited for that. The perfect stage. The morning of her presentation, she wore a blazer and a grin. She kissed me goodbye, thinking she still owned the narrative. I told her, "You're going to make history today." She smiled wider. She had no idea how right I was. 30 minutes into her lecture, hall full of students, professors, cameras, the SWAT team entered. Full tactical gear, commanding voice echoing across the hall. "Hands where we can see them. Step away from the podium." The gasps, the phones recording. Her confusion curdled into terror. I watched the live stream. She tried to say, "There's been a mistake," but her laptop was already being confiscated, its search history showing online purchases of black market drugs. The FBI report would later call it premeditated biochemical assault motivated by ideological extremism. I just called it closure. She called me from holding. I let it ring. Then I answered. "Why?" she whispered through tears. "You could have talked to me." "I did," I said. "You just thought your ideology made you untouchable." Silence. Then a sob. I hung up. Weeks later, her professors distanced themselves. Her feminist research group deleted her name from their website. She became the very symbol of what she claimed to fight: abuse, manipulation, control. I moved out quietly, sold the apartment, took a new job in another city. But I kept one thing, her final paper draft. It started with the line, "To change society, one must challenge the body." I added my own line under it before I archived it in my files, and to destroy a monster, one must let it reveal itself. People ask if I miss her. I don't. I miss who I thought she was. But that person never existed, just a mask crafted for an experiment. The truth is, she gave me something better than love. She gave me clarity. Now I sleep well. My testosterone levels are back to normal. My peace, too. Sometimes I watch the footage one last time before deleting old files. Her face, lit by the soft glow of the syringe, whispering about revolution. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. Then I remember her words, "For feminism," and I smile. Because now the world knows exactly what that meant, and she'll be explaining it to federal investigators for the next 10 years. Justice isn't loud, it's precise, and I never miss.